One of the deepest aches in life is comparing ourselves to others. We see someone shining, achieving, celebrated, and quietly wonder, why not me? It feels heavy, as if our own worth has been measured and found lacking. But what we forget is this: her journey and mine are not the same. His road and yours are never identical. If a fish spends its whole life wishing to fly like a bird, it will always feel small, no matter how beautifully it glides across the ocean. Today, comparisons have become even sharper, even crueler. Through the endless mirror of social media, we scroll, and suddenly someone's highlight reel makes our everyday life seem gray, unremarkable. We forget our talents, we forget our path, and little by little, we sink into sadness and hopelessness. This story is for anyone who has ever whispered, "I'll never be as good as them." Listen gently. Every part of it may shift how you see yourself. There was once a quiet village, resting beside a wide forest. The trees stood tall there, whispering their songs to the wind. In that village lived a boy named Daniel. He was hardworking, kind, always willing to lend a hand, but he carried a shadow inside him, a habit that never left him in peace. Daniel always compared himself with others. When he saw his friend Samuel returning home with the best grades, Daniel thought, "I wish I were as smart as him." When he looked at his neighbor Oliver's grand house, he sighed, "Why can't I have that kind of wealth?" If he saw another boy sprinting fast across the fields, his heart sank. "Why am I so slow?" Every comparison chipped away at his spirit. Soon, nothing brought him joy. His studies felt heavy, meaningless. His days dulled into a quiet sorrow. Again and again, the same words echoed in his mind, "I'll never be like them." One day, a wise elder visited the village. The children called him Grandpa Elias. His face was marked with gentle lines, and his eyes carried a calm light. People loved to gather around him, for his words always seemed to hold a key. Daniel, desperate for an answer, went to him and confessed, "Grandpa, I work so hard, but whenever I see someone doing better than me, I feel crushed. I feel like I'll never be enough." Grandpa Elias listened with patience. Then he said softly, "Come tomorrow morning to the oldest tree in the village. There, you'll find your answer." The next morning, mist still clung to the ground when Daniel arrived. Birds stretched their wings, greeting the dawn, and under the towering branches of the ancient tree, Grandpa Elias was already waiting. "Look around you, child," the old man said. "What do you see?" Daniel's eyes wandered. "I see many trees, Grandpa. Some tall, some short, some heavy with fruit, and some bare." A smile tugged at Elias's lips. "Now imagine this. If the apple tree said to the coconut tree, 'Why am I so small?' Or if the coconut tree sighed, 'I wish I had sweet fruit like you,' what would you think of that?" Daniel laughed quietly. "That would sound very silly, Grandpa." "Exactly," Elias nodded. "Now, tell me, when you look at this whole forest, how does it feel to you?" Daniel's gaze softened. He listened to the rustle of leaves, the play of light across the ground. "It feels peaceful, beautiful. Everything seems just right." Grandpa Elias rested his hand on Daniel's shoulder. "Life is the same. Each tree has its own gift. The apple gives sweetness. The coconut stands tall and strong. Both are important, though they are different." They walked slowly toward a pond, where fish darted like silver flashes in the water. Overhead, a bird sliced gracefully through the sky. "Now imagine," Elias said, "that the fish wished to fly like the bird, or the bird longed to swim like the fish. Would that be right?" Daniel shook his head. "No, Grandpa. Fish are made to swim, and birds are made to fly." The elder's eyes softened. His voice grew tender. "Then, Daniel, why do you long to be someone else? You too were made with gifts. Perhaps you haven't seen them yet, but they are there. Your path is yours. No one else can walk it. Something shifted inside Daniel at that moment. A quiet realization that comparison was a thief, that every person, like every tree and every creature, carried a unique purpose. From that day on, Daniel stopped measuring his life against others. He began to notice his own strengths, the patience in his hands, the kindness in his heart, the determination in his spirit. He gave his energy to what was his to do. Slowly, like spring returning after winter, his confidence blossomed. He studied with fresh focus. He worked with quiet joy. And the world around him began to change. Years passed. With steady effort, Daniel built his own business. Small at first, then growing. Rooted in honesty and persistence, he became a source of pride for the whole village. Whenever someone asked him, "Daniel, how did you become so successful?" he would smile gently and answer, "Never compare yourself with others. If a fish tries to fly, it will always feel like a failure. But if it swims, it can own the entire ocean." Remember this: the sun and the moon never shine at the same time, yet both are necessary. Your light, your gifts, may not look like anyone else's, but they matter. So, walk your path, trust your timing, let your strengths guide you. That is where real success lives. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, your journey is yours alone. See you again in another story.